Everyone, this is Chen Yu from Tech Giants Art Project. Some of you have asked me to explain my painting methodology, and I wanted to take this opportunity to explain minimal viable painting. One of my most respected professor and mentor at Princeton, Professor Shao, has taught me that entrepreneurship is not just about starting companies, it's about starting from scratch. It's about being entrepreneurial in everything I do. So I always believed in that painting could be simple in the sense that we can be scrappy and fully utilize the resources around us to make painting as simple as possible. I put the panel onto a door and then I start painting on that panel. At the same time, I don't have any palette. I recycle the Trader Joe's yogurt cover and I use two of them, one for lighter color, one for darker color, so they don't mix up. I limit myself to 5 colors and 5 paint brushes. It is similar to Twitter's 140 character restriction. When you have a restriction, you become much more creative. So if you have the 3 primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, you can basically make any color you want. Because red and yellow becomes orange, red and blue become purple, and blue and yellow become green. And then if you mix them together, you get sort of black color. And I has hesitated to use white, but because if you paint human face to have the lighting, white color actually comes handy. Before I start the minimal viable painting draft, I first use a recycled business card as my measuring tool just to make sure that I get the proportions right. The first step is to do a minimum viable painting, which means I do a sketch right straight out of my paintbrush. Next step is to post the minimum viable painting MVP on WeChat, a Chinese social network, to get feedback from my friends. And here you can see an example where I got about 17 comments from my friends. Feedback are extremely helpful. And the next day, I will revise based on the feedback. I would be able to prioritize where to improve and how to correct the proportions. To summarize, minimal viable painting methodology applies startup methodology to painting to give painting a scrappy mentality. First is to do a minimal viable painting. Second, to crowdsourcing feedback on social networks. Third, to iterate based on the feedback. And that's how I paint, and I hope to hear your feedback about how you apply minimal viable painting to your own art projects.